go out, and the second you open the door,
And here we are. Sundays, City Sundays. Five, four, three, two, one.
and now live from Atlantic City, New Jersey, Sunday City Sunday. And here's your host, Ross Lydian.
Hello. And perfectly timed for the sunset. Oh my goodness. Where is the nearest? Well, you know what? Why don't I just walk? Why don't I change view? Hello, I see you. Why don't I change view immediately and just go ahead and walk to near castle to the residence. That's what I'm going to do. So we are in New Mombasa, and I am going to walk through. Ooh, look how fast I am. Wow, I am so unused to it. I've been having so much trouble with the time, with lagging, that this is like, whoa. Okay, so let's come up here. We're going to walk to the residence. There's Near Castle. Look at it, it's beautiful. And it is the restoration of Lord Barthelius's abandoned castle that was partially destroyed. And we have not only uncovered it, but we have restored it brick by brick and made it a beautiful place. And I can come right through here, and go right upstairs into this is the residence, and this is my part of Near Castle. And let us go off to sleep. Here we go. And this is New Mombasa. And I'm going to. What did we do here in this past week? I am really happy with the way this turned out. It is a historic building, so we're not going to change the walls or do too much to it. But we did find the old fireplace, and we restored it, and it is a beautiful double fireplace, both upstairs and down. And you just saw Gianna and Professor Gianna going up to work on papers, work on keeping track of all of the magical arts information that they have found since they have reopened the dungeon. And that is what all of this is. So we can go right over here, and here we are. That was nice. I like doing that too. And we're just going to go right out the door, the door that we came in, and we're going to walk through town and see what we did in this past week. So there is the carriage house, and Harrison and Emma are still living here very peacefully and enjoying living here. As a matter of fact, I have not seen Emma recently, and that I could be a little tiny bit worried about. I see Harrison. Emma likes to walk through the woods, and I might have to find her, although she might have just gone to have breakfast at one of the restaurants. She might have gone to Jason's restaurant. Emma is Simon Jr. and Ellie's daughter, who is now chosen to Professor Harrison. And walking down the street here, and we're going past Simon Sr., going past Emma's grandfather and grandmother's house. Her grandmother is Martha, who actually is the principal of the first school. So prep school, because there's only one school here other than university that the young adults go to. There's Julia, her sister. That's actually Emma's sister right down there. Her other sister, Frankie, probably went to the archery academy with her mother, with their mother, Ellie, who is a teacher at the Ranger Academy. Now, the Ranger Academy is down this road here, and you can see some of the Rangers right now coming down. It looks like they're going to get something to eat. This is Parnell's Bakery right here, where you are hearing someone eating, and it is actually Parnell, and she is trying out some of her own cookies. And so we're going to go. I wonder if we should go searching for Emma. We can go down to Gavin's fast food restaurant here and see if she's here. She might be here getting something to eat, but as a matter of fact, Karen is getting something to eat. Karen is the postmaster, and she is headed back up to her office, which reminds us that what we did in this past week is we continued with the idea of getting a bakery. We were trying to get some more jobs for some of the young people, and we were looking at some jobs that we only have maybe one or two of. And it turns out that in New Mombasa, we only have one baker, whereas in Omo, I think we have four, and in New Masekwe, we now have two. And so Tyler, you can see it back there actually. It's under construction right now, but that building made of endstone back there is going to be the new bakery. And we had this idea that we were going to put the bakery next to the new diner, because that would actually be kind of cool, especially since they were both dwarven design buildings. And we thought we were going to do that, but as you can see, this space right here isn't quite big enough for the bakery. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this space. I might maybe make a little park area where people can eat outside of Caroline's restaurant and the bakery, that both of them could share this area where this tree will be recovered and actually eat here. So we would bring this back up. And as you just saw, London is working on this bakery now. Tyler started the bakery, but he's moved on to another project because we took someone's house in order to make this bakery. This bakery is where Reynold and Julia used to live in an older version of a dark oak house right here. And we decided to move them, to have them live in a new house. And we wanted that new house to be in the same neighborhood because Reynold works at the stone plant right there. And Julia is at the university. She's a teacher at the university, and they didn't want to be too far away. So, what we decided to do was to move. This is Clemens's delivery. We decided to give Edmund a new delivery shop, and the reason we moved Edmund and not Clemens is Clemens's shop is right here, but she lives in this apartment building right here. She lives in this apartment with Houston. She doesn't live with Houston. They're singles and they have separate apartments. But Houston and her and I think one other are now living in that apartment. Whereas Edmund has been living across town with BB and Logan and his chosen Susanna. So we were thinking maybe we should move his office closer to where he lives, and that's what we were going to do. And this allowed us to build a new house for Reynold and Julia. Now, Julia is at the university, and the university is a jungle building. As a matter of fact, if we turn the corner here, we can see the top of, well, we can see the university, period. This is the university, so it'll be perfect for Julia as far as walking to work. But she loves the jungle design of the university, loves it. And so Reynolds had no objections to them building a jungle house. And they have the same restriction that Jason did when he built his, that it has to be covered with dark oak and it has to have a dark oak tree. So as soon as this is a level 5, we will have this be changed to a dark oak tree from this tree right here. And we will, that's interesting. I'm looking at something most curious. Now, I've seen this building before, and I know that the first bed is on the porch, and then the second and third beds are in this room, which can either be made into the living room or be made into the guest bedroom. But right now, it's just a sleep porch. Oh, London, yay! So this coming Tuesday is when I work on New Mombasa. I'm actually going to end up covering, putting a roof on that dwarven build of the bakery because it is finished and it is a level 5. But getting back to this jungle build, it's very rare that I see it at this stage where there is one bedroom upstairs already. And that is really quite sweet. Look at this. This is actually quite nice. And look at, then they have all this porch area like this. That's actually quite interesting. I have to think about that in relationship to maybe building another jungle house in New Massaquoi and having it not be fully built up. We could take the house at this point and create the kitchen and the dining room in this area, and then the living room in this other area. But look where you have, I keep jumping back and forwards, where you have this section right here where you can walk through, whereas when it gets up to level 5, these are 2 separate rooms. I think I might like having one of these. However, here we're not going to have this because I'm going to try and see if when this bed becomes a double bed here, I want to see if I can get both of them into that bed in this house. So that is my plan, and I didn't really think about Julia and Reynold not being able to sleep together in a house like this, in this jungle house. But I'm hoping against hope that if all the other beds are removed, that they will use that room. And so that is what we're working towards. Now, I don't see anything. Did I get a notice that he was done? Yes, I did get a notice that he was done. So I'm actually going to just get him to continue working on this, to get Tyler to upgrade this building. It is going to go up to the level 5, or at least to the level 4, and then maybe I can see. And I can decide if at the level 4, it would be fun to just leave it a level 4 of this build for them, because Julia's kids, all of Julia's kids were with Cuthbert. Julia was a mother, and she raised her kids, and then she started to get restless, especially when we were having a lot of attacks by revenants before we made a truce with them, and she wanted to go into the military. Cuthbert's brother Reynold was in the military and encouraged her to come in, and she did. However, Cuthbert was not necessarily did not want to be in a chosen relationship with someone who was never going to come home, because at that time the military people lived in barracks and they rarely came home. Even ones who had kids, their kids were being raised by their parents or by some relative. And Cuthbert did not want to have that kind of relationship, so the two of them agreed to separate, and Julia joined Reynold as his partner, not his chosen, his partner in the barracks as his military partner. But as they spent many years together, they chose each other, so that when the militia was actually disbanded, she actually continued to want to be with him. So right now, as a matter of fact, Julia and Reynold is he on the boardwalk? He is. They're not supposed to be on the boardwalk, and if he doesn't get down, we will have to pull out something right quick and remove him. We'll have to take him somewhere so that he doesn't come back. You have failed in your mission to get information about the town, and you are going to be dropped off right here. So he's not damaged. He's not going to be exposed to the sun. We're just getting him off the boardwalk. And there is probably the revenant soldier, the skeleton soldier, looking at him out there, who was with him. But that was a mistake. And there's another soldier, but they know better than to be on the boardwalk. So at this particular, it's a violation of the truce. So at this particular point, look, there's actually a lord of the swamp with a with several soldiers. Wow, this is a rare sighting. It's royalty, and they're running from me. And I believe that they're running from me because they've heard that I have not made peace. Ah, there we go. Hello, this is a member of the the dark oak. No, this is a swamp. One of the swamp lord family members. This is the swamp here, and they have probably heard that I am not at peace in the city of New Musalangu, and they're probably a little concerned about their agreement, their peace agreement here. And look at that decorated zombie with that weapon. That is not enchanted. That's just a different, a high quality weapon that he has. So, because of that, Julia and Cuthbert split, and Cuthbert had, I'm not sure how he and Wilmot's much younger, but Wilmot definitely fell for him and wanted to be with him and helped him raise his youngest kids and some of his kids' kids. And so they have been together all along since the split, and everybody is amicably satisfied with the fact that Cuthbert and Julia did not stay together. But they don't necessarily need a big house. Oops, it's happening again. Although I'm pretty sure that she would love to have some of her kids come and visit from time to time. And this will be the first time that she will have a house. Well, the Dark Oak house that they were living in was pretty big too, but it wasn't, they had just moved in after the military was broken up, and a militia was what the city of New Mombasa decided on. So there is no standing army. If there is an attack, then the militia is called into service. And she is an excellent knight. And I think she's a knight. She might be a ranger. Did we see her? Did she just walk by? That was her. Just walking by right now. We can check on her for a minute and see. Yep, excellent ranger with a multi-shot bow. So she's got some pairs of, she's seen some action, as we can see from her uniform, from her armor that she has left. But these are pieces that she loves, that she's just continuing to have on her. And she has her weapon, her prized weapon, that she wants to have at all times in case she is called into action. So, so now Cuthbert, I think, nope, Simon actually is working on a new delivery. As a matter of fact, we went past it when we were on our way home. And here is the new location for Edmund's delivery. Now, the new delivery office, he had the old Dark Oak version of the office, but this newer office is actually 2 levels. So he has this level, and this is actually really nice. And the vanilla version of this has him having this desk right here. And this is really cool. Now this is a level 2, and it's going to go all the way up to a level 5. Edmund is on vacation while this is happening. He has never had a vacation, so he's probably feeling a little. I think that's Edmund down there on the lawn, just sort of hanging out. But he might be feeling a little at wit's end. But it's not going to be long before he will be back. That ladder leads down to storage that is on this ground floor. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to keep this because of how close it is to the lawn. And I have a tree that's gone from right here, and I think depending on where it is on this house, on his yeah, see, it comes right up through his office there. So I think we're only going to be able to bring this tree up to this floor, and that's where it's going to be. But I haven't decided yet whether I want to keep this all this area underneath and him having these crates of merchandise sitting down here. It depends on what I feel like when I get up here and see. So this is his office right here. And then across, let's see, right here, all of this is his space right in here. And this right here is also his space. We could leave this little piece right here and just take this part of the tree and take it away so we have the rest of the walk here on both sides. But in this area right here, we can actually put storage for him and crates and things like that. But it depends. I'm just looking at a level 2. So it depends on what it looks like when it gets up to the level 5. And that's what it has to get up to because Edmund is the most experienced of our delivery people. And so he's getting this brand new, beautiful office that fits his status. And I did see him here a minute ago. I know that was him. Ah, there he is. He's there right there. Yeah. So he is just hanging out and just enjoying. He is asking for a job, and I'm going to say that has to do for now. We haven't forgotten you. And in a way, it's good because it's like he's watching his new offices be built, but he doesn't want to be underfoot. So he's just sort of like casually watching as his new office is built. So we were still looking for Emma. Remember that? And let's go back up these stairs here. And let's see. We should have come across her and we haven't. Let's go to Jason's and see Jason's Jungle Restaurant and see if she happens to be having lunch there, because that would make sense. And whoa, Jason, do you actually not have any food? You know, I might have to do an emergency here. We have a ton of people. See, this is what happened. They give him merchandise like this, and then he doesn't get any food. Oh, look at all this stuff that they've given him. This is payments that he's received, and these payments are making it seem like he has food when he actually doesn't. So I'm going to have to take my emergency food to keep from doing much of anything right now and give it to him. And that way he can feed everybody. And do I see Emma's name? Sure enough, Emma is here. She probably came here for breakfast and has been hanging out. There's Emma's grandfather, who's standing there, and her sister and her aunt, one of her aunties. And so I think a great aunt, actually, but I'm going to move away from them because they are munching very loudly. And here comes Josiah, and Josiah is one of the ranger teachers here. Josiah, Emma, and Joan B. But Joan B is now at the university doing academic teaching. And so Emma and Josiah are actually in charge of the school. And there is Ellie. Did I say Emma? I meant Ellie. And there is Ellie right now. And she is getting ready for class. And did I see Frankie by any chance? And there is Frances. Frances is Emma's sister and the one who is in ranger school, following in her mother's footsteps, even though she has her father's name. The Emma and Julia chose their dad's name, but no, actually their mother's name, and Frankie chose her dad's name. And there is Betty. Betty is going back now after having lunch. She is going to her farm. She is the cattle rancher, and she's going back to her cattle ranch. And there's Simon Sr., and Simon is tending to his chickens. And right down here is Simon Jr.'s shop, right here, and he is working. He's waiting for supplies to come in, and he is working on the new delivery shop. And so he is just waiting to get supplies so that he can continue to work on that shop. And we are looking at sunset about to happen. So I think since we're here, I think we are going to actually go to the residence again for the night. Or we could look at everyone. We could watch everyone go home, which is one of the things that I love to do. So we just saw one of the women go by. That was JB. There's Julia. Julia is headed to her parents' house. And this is her parents' house right here. They have this dwarven build house, and we can see Frankie just going inside right now. And there's Ellie coming home with dinner. Ellie just arrived home and she has the dinner ready. And Ellie and Frankie are in the bedroom right now. And who do we have? We can see, oh, Jasmine was visiting with Julia, and she is coming down the secret stairs of their house, and she is going home to her great aunt Linda. Actually, her aunt Linda. Jasmine is a baby girl of Thaddy, who was Linda's brother, and she is a very late child of Thaddy's. But Thaddy was killed. He was the commander, and he was killed. Well, actually, he died. And So Linda is raising his daughter since Annabelle, who he had Jasmine with, is with Tyler and does not want to leave Tyler. At the time, did not want to leave Tyler. She could, in fact, raise Jasmine now if she wanted to, because Thaddy isn't alive, so there's no threat to Tyler of Jasmine being there. And I hadn't thought about that. But Linda has loved having someone to care for again in this big house where she loves living. And she would actually be a little heartbroken not being able to have Jasmine there. And I think Jasmine has come to actually enjoy living with Linda in this house and being pampered by her aunt. So we'll just leave them the way they are. And Jasmine can always visit her mom, who is a teacher. Let's see who's visiting down here. Wow, look at that decorated zombie. That's pretty amazing. The soldier has some decoration. He has a special sword. He is not a member of the royalty. That is not enchanted. And they apparently have a newcomer with them. Let's go look at some of the other people. We're passing over London and James's house right here. And this is their house, and London's upstairs. Where is James? James is not home. So let's find out what happened to James. There he is. Is he actually still doing something? Interesting. Well, oh, how much do you want to bet he can't use this gate? How much do you want to bet that? Let's open it. Let's just take it away. Sure enough, that is exactly what it seems like, that gate was keeping him from getting home. I wonder how long it's been keeping him. But how did he get in there in the first? Ooh, did you see that? Oh, he got down really quickly. How did you get inside there in the first place? That is most curious. There shouldn't be a way. But we're just going to leave it for now. I think I'm just going to leave it open. I could put a dark oak gate there and maybe hope that that works better. Just because, just for a second, let's just get a dark oak gate, which is this right here, and let's put it there and see if that works. Let's see if he's able to use that. So this is 12, and that's actually okay. So there is Tyler and Annabelle in their house, and they actually have room for Jasmine. We could actually have Jasmine come and visit sometime, because this would be her bedroom. This room right here would be her room in the house. We have a rug missing from here. Interesting. So let's put this rug right here. There we go. And cover that. We probably did some work on this house, and somehow that got missed. So yes, so whenever Jasmine wants to visit them, she can come and stay overnight in that bedroom. And Tyler has raised Aznabel's kids. Ooh, that actually is sunset. The blinds need to come down, but that has been done earlier, so we're good to go on that. But sorry for that interruption. Blinds had to be drawn, but they've already been drawn. And now, interesting, them spying. And over here we have Sadie and we have Felix. Now, Sadie and Felix moved into this house in order for their kids to have the larger house behind Felix's shop. So this is Felix's ore smeltery right here, just next to Charles's stone manufacturing plant. And back here is where Sadie and Felix raised their kids. But one of their kids, Charles, yes, one of their kids, Charles, had kids. So he has Elena with Penelope. Penelope sleeping up with Elena for some reason, probably because they were talking. It's sunrise and everyone's going to get up in a minute. But Penelope and Charles had to move from their dream home, which is only a 1 bedroom across the river here. Now, Charles built this house specifically as a showcase for his stoneworks. And right now, Thaddy and Sophie are living here. And Thaddy and Sophie had to move so that they moved into this house because Felix and Sadie wanted to be closer to Charles and Penelope while they were raising, and that is Elena, I think, is their kid, and they wanted to be close. Whereas Thaddy was fine with being away from his mine area. And I believe that Sophie is, yes, she doesn't mind the long commute to work right now. She's at the university, I believe. I hope. We'll see. We can follow her. Whoop. She's taking a walk. Let me see what's going on with my mouse. My poor mouse. My mousy. Okay. We lost track of her. Quick run. Where'd she go? Let's see if we can follow her. She might go and get breakfast first. That looks like her going down there. Yes, it is. There is Sophie, and she is going to the university. So she is at the university teaching. She's one of the teachers. All the children, the young adults, because children do not go to school in the 12 cities. In the 15 cities, they do, but in the 12 cities, they do not. So they don't go to school until they're young adults. So all the young adults are actually on vacation still. They are deciding what they want to do with their lives, and they do that when they're on vacation. So we are back. That is pretty much everything except for one other project, which, gosh, I'm jumping in an odd way, which I think I can reach faster by going around the university this way and over into farm country. There's Elizabeth, and Elizabeth is Jason's chosen, and there is Joan C., who is the master at arms of the Ranger Academy, but she is now teaching academics. There goes Karen, the postmaster, and she is doing some special, she is getting some special things from the warehouse, I think. And there is Clements, our other delivery. Both of them are trying to fill in for Edmund at this time. They're probably feeling the extra load for the fact that Edmund is not working because of because he's waiting for his offices to be built. So back here, and I think we have to go through, yes, I think we have to go this way to get to, let's cut through this house and go through Marine's. This is Marine, and this is her flower farm right here. And she is a botanist who also is responsible for the health of the trees in the city. All the botanists help with the tree work to make sure that all the trees are healthy that are holding up the city. And over here we have Braden. Braden is BB and Logan Jr.'s kid, who now is living on his own and has this wonderful pig farm. And he might be in his shop right now. Yes, he is. The interesting thing about this pig farm, hello, Braden. The interesting thing about this pig farm is that because it's on the edge of the swamp, there are a lot of pigs that belong to the skeletons that come into this area and are just wandering around because they're free, because all of this starts to border the swamp. And so occasionally you see these wild pigs on the outside of the wall of the fence of the pig farm, and those are actually the skeletons pigs. Our pigs are in here. Now, it turned out that Judith, who is Karen and Barnaby's kid, has chosen Braden, and Judith has decided that she wanted to help him on the pig farm. So Cuthbert is building a small addition to the pig farm for her. It is a dwarven design, and when he finishes it, which he will probably finish this coming week, so New Mombasa is on Tuesday in Twitch and in Mixer, and when he finishes with this, he will work on stairs, either stairs or a walkway across. I'm not sure yet whether it's going to be stairs or not. It might have to be a walkway across because of the ladder leading up. I can try a walkway first, and I think I'm going to do that and just take away the ladder and see what happens with this. And then the area, the area under here that is a part of her new pig farm area is going to be expanded and added to his area. So it's going to be one big area for the both of them. We just needed to get this building built, and this building is actually going to be turned into a dark oak building. There is no roof on this dwarven building, so that's one of the things that's going to happen, is that this building is going to definitely have to have a roof put on when it is finished. But it's very nice. I haven't decided whose is whose yet, whether this is actually going to be Braden's office and Judith is going to run the business side from here, or vice versa. You can see in here that they have this area where they usually have cuts of meat displayed here, and we haven't done anything with this yet. We're waiting to see how this other building's going to fit in, and then we can change out some of the rest of his furniture in here. This is actually really nice for vanilla. Now, the two things that I did in here was I did give them actual a different rug so that it would go under the desk, and a different chair, but they're using the vanilla desk and the vanilla table, I beg your pardon, display table, and so all of this is actually the way this building was built, and I actually love a lot of it. I love the lights behind the trap door, and so I don't really want to change that much of it. I think what we will do, though, is have some glass item frames here so that we can see some slabs of meat. But that is what we will work on the next time that we are here. So that is what Cuthbert is actually doing, is he is waiting for some materials to come in, probably lanterns, because I didn't see them yet. Were there any lanterns? Nope. There are no lanterns floating in the sky, and that's usually the final part of a dwarven building, is that they love using nether brick and stone and sea lanterns. So we're just going to wait. Cuthbert's waiting for those sea lanterns to be shipped in. And I just am so happy with the fact that we added that extra little water area for them to actually go into the pool and be in there. And they love it, as you can see. And it is most fun. And it also is so seductive that sometimes even the skeletons pigs end up in our pool. So now it's night again, and we have all sorts of people coming home. There is Elizabeth going home to Jason, the restaurant owner, the owner of the Jungle Restaurant, and Maureen and Andrew are already upstairs in bed here, as are Barnaby and Karen. Oh, I forgot about that. That Barnaby and Karen moved here because one of the kids turned out to be Judith and Braid. Is that true? Did we get another kid? Yes, we got Juliana. And so Braden and, let's see, that's interesting. Yes, Braden and Judith are here and they're in bed. And up here is Juliana, and who is she talking to? It looks like someone else is there in the room, but she's actually asleep. Isn't that curious? That is most interesting. It looks like her dad was in the room, but then left, and she is dreaming. But that is unusual. There's no one else there but her, but someone else's name is overlapping hers. That's an unusual thing. So Braden and Judith, there's their child, and Juliana is the last child that came in when Ranger Commander Nia was killed during the construction of the blind below the Ranger Tower. This is the commanding Ranger Tower. The new Ranger is Audrey Astley, and she is very much settled in and is upstairs. I think she's sleeping. Yes, she is. She is sleeping in her office right now. And then all of this is Ranger housing right here. And our Rangers, who are all single, live in these houses right here. And then this is Jason and Elizabeth, and their son, Elias, is already moved on to his own house, but his sisters, Caroline and Jade, are still here, and it is going to be interesting. I have one more person at least who might want to be in a chosen relationship, but I don't know. So it'll be curious if they go into the Rangers or whether they continue to wait to be with someone, to be chosen by someone. And that is what we did last week in New Mombasa, and we will be back next Sunday for Sunday City Sundays, and we will I have had this idea that I might do something special in oh, there's Ariana. She's going home late to Joan B, Master at Arms of the Ranger Academy. Joan C. Joan B is her daughter, who's called JB, and she's an environmentalist who runs the composter. This is Joan C right here. I was thinking that I might take us to one of the villages where we take zombie villagers to be cured. And I think next Sunday City Sunday I might do that as a special. That would be actually kind of be fun, to go to the villages, and which would mean that I would work on those villages Yeah, I would work on them this coming week. And that would be really neat. So, New Mombasa has Spawn Village, where Spawn Castle was where we originally spawned when we came into this world, this part of the world, the 12 cities world. To start New Mombasa, we came in survival, and then we found Near Castle and this wonderful dark oak forest, and decided that this is definitely where we wanted to be. And the rest is the history of New Mombasa. So I will say goodbye right now. Why don't I just say goodbye right here? And thank you for watching. And I hope to see you during the week on Twitch. I stream in the mornings on Twitch, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or midnight. Um, um, yeah, on the other coast. What's that other coast? I'm trying to think, because the Pacific Northwest, and what is it? Is it Western time? Nah, it's not Western. What is it called? Pacific time, isn't it? I have obviously been on the East Coast too long. But I hope that you will enjoy watching my streams. And then my mixer stream is sort of in flux right now. So it'll be interesting to see what time of day it turns out to be. The only thing I can suggest, if you have a mixer account, is that you follow me and so that you can find out when, or come Sunday City Sundays on YouTube, and you will see what I did during the week. Bye for now. Enjoy watching all the other gamers.